In this part of this course, I would like to show you variables. Variables are basically the basics of specifying values, taking inputs, and much more. So for example, if you, want to take an input from a user, you would have to specify a variable, and then with this variable, you can do whatever you want. You can send it to a database, you can display it to a user, you can send it to another user, you can store it in your server, you can really do whatever you want, right? So let me actually show you what I'm talking about. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to specify a variable called x equals 5, then another variable called y equals 10, and basically what these are variables. Now please note that the 5 is not the variable, the 5 is the value of x, right? So let me actually show you. If I print x, which output we're going to get is basically 5. Right, because 5 equals x, or x equals 5, right, same thing. But the variable is x. It just holds, the variable x holds a value of 5, and y holds a value of 10. Now, what we can actually do is we can actually, for example, use operators. Operators are basically functions that allow us to multiply, take away, right, and much more. Basically, what you would get, a star, for example, let me show you, right? So, for example, if you use the star operator plus with the x, what it's going to do, if I run this, it's going to multiply it, right? There you go, right? There's a lot of operators, so if you want to take a look at all of them, I'll basically leave either a link to a resource so you can take a look at it. If not, then just Google it and I'll show you, right? So as you can see, 5 times 10 is obviously 50, which obviously is correct, right? Right. How about we use a comma? Now, if you use a comma with these two operators, what do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen is I have basically these two variables are treated as two different values, right? So it is important that you do know some of the basic operators. So this obviously will make it easier for you to program. You don't need to know all of them, but just understand the basics like takeaway, plus, minus, and multiply, and other ones, right? Okay, but how about now, for example, we can actually make another variable called sum. So sum equals, and we're just going to do x plus y. And what we're going to do is we're going to print sum, right? So let me just run this program. And as you can see, what has happened is sum is another variable, and we have basically specified it to be x plus y, right? And as you can see, it printed sum. Now, the reason I have specified this is because if you want to make another calculation and you just, for example, want to add these up and you want to make, like, for example, store in a database the actual final result, you have to make another variable and send it to a database, right? This is the easiest way to do it, at least, right?